Actor Jared Leto is facing some serious allegations. We need to break this down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. It's Kim, and I am here with Andy, who is still traveling. Where are you today, Andy?
We just made it to Sorrento. Oh my God, Kim. It's unbelievable. The cliffs, the thing. We're going to see some of the islands the next few days. It's been a dream to come out this way near the Amalfi Coast. I'm still in disbelief of this trip, and I can't wait to share some images and stories when I get back. We'll be live next week. But while I'm having a great week, it looks like Jared Leto is having a very bad one because a lot of allegations just dropped through the BBC. There's a documentary and I guess an article that came out with a lot of allegations. Now, Kim's going to talk more, break it down, these things, but I just want to give sort of a broad overview of what, because I did read this article on the ferry as I was heading here because I was curious. And Jared has responded now, so we have his statement as well. But this is not a lawsuit. Let's be clear. This is not a criminal or civil case. This is merely a investigation, a documentary, if you will. And I'm usually pretty hesitant to just trust those because obviously, we got to be careful. We can't just
Mhm.
believe every allegation here on Popcorn Planet. We like to look at everything. However, it's enough for me to go, huh, something definitely doesn't sound right. I need to hear a little bit more about him. Now, while he doesn't have, he has no obligation to, Kim. I think it's important to say, right? He's innocent until proven guilty, and allegations don't always mean you're guilty. But it's going to cause, I think, a lot of public questioning and some side eye if he doesn't address this a little bit clearer, because these allegations do come with a lot of texts and corresponding people who have told the BBC that makes it look worse. And one thing I want to say before we break it down too, like I don't have a problem with rock stars and groupies. I don't. I'm sorry. I know some people might call it an abuse of power. I don't know. I think as long as you're of age and it's consensual, it's okay. I do think there's a lot of people who might try to exploit that and then have second thoughts later. And it's like, well, don't be a groupie then. Don't. I think we need to educate kids, everybody. Don't sleep with rock stars. You're gonna look, you're gonna regret it, or you might not. Is the other thing, Kim. I bet you there's a lot of people who have hooked up with Jared Leto and probably had no problem with it. He is a very attractive man. He has a lot of followers. The issue here, though, is not that he's just with some groupies and they may be lying. These are women who were underage as well as women who did not consent. And that's when it becomes a problem for me. So that's why I want to just be up close. That's the line. That's the legal lines, the criminal line. And that is what he's being, the allegations are going after. So that does give me pause. And this is not the first time, right, Kim, that Leto has even faced these types of
No.
allegations. And so sometimes when there's that much smoke, there must be a little bit of fire, in which case Leto should come out with a good response and we'll hear what he has to say. But I don't know. I think he could have been a little stronger, Kim. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's get your thoughts and let's have you break down sort of the history here.
So basically, in the last year or so, this has really started to kind of pick up a bit. Last June, there was an article from the publication Airmail, which basically exposed that there were 9 women who had allegations against Leto. There do seem to be some patterns here. It's not looking great, and now we have these 4 women who have come forward to the BBC in their documentary, which I believe aired yesterday. So basically, to oversimplify and to summarize what these 4 allegations are here, the 4 people, um, and again, oversimplified, and we're trying to respect the community guidelines, so we will be using trigger words, and I hope you guys will be able to understand what we mean. One woman said there was an incident between her and Leto in a motel bathroom before she turned 18. Another accuser claimed that she was threatened by him in a hotel room. A third claimed that she had an interaction with Leto that would be classified today as Stat R. The fourth claims that as a teen, she received explicit phone calls from Leto, but then she was also sent an NDA to prevent her from speaking about it. And she did not sign it, but the BBC has. So that was to her when she was not of age either. So, I mean, these aren't really great stories. And on top of that, I'll just show you guys here, the BBC has corroborated a number of the women's accounts with family and friends who were told about the encounters with Leto at the time. In some cases, they have seen photos and messages that support the women's accounts. And 2 men who worked for Leto's band for many years also told the documentary how uncomfortable staff felt about the way that Leto would interact with teenage girls, sometimes inviting them backstage to his dressing room or inviting them to the house where he was recording. So we've now got 13 accusers, text messages, photos, an NDA.
And
It's not.
bandmates, people who were
Yeah.
there on the tours who are now coming forward to sort of express that's what shocked me, Kim, as I was reading it. If again, if true, right? I've learned now after the New York Times took down Justin, right, and others of cases similar, like we can't just believe everything we read. We have to look into it. But assuming the BBC reporting is legit, yeah, I'd have some questions for Jared. I'd be a little worried about, well, what is all this? It's very reminiscent to me to the James Franco story, which if you guys sort of remember that one, which was underage as well. I guess in New York it wasn't. In California, this what that's the
It was
there's
very
lines of,
muddy. The James Franco case was very muddy and disturbing at the end of the day, was how
but
I'll
there
put
was
it.
a loss. There was a suit that he lost or he settled, I
I
guess,
believe he settled,
with some of the
yes.
with the students of that school, and it was enough to go. James Franco clearly made some mistakes. And potentially, did some bad things, but ultimately wasn't arrested or criminally charged at the end of the day. So neither is Jared. There's not even a lawsuit or anything yet. Who knows if there will be or if the timelines have passed. But yeah, let's. What's troubling to me is I wanted to hear his response, and we've actually talked about this morning. We recorded a version, but there was too much noise and Wi-Fi trouble. Jared has since responded, so can you read his response because I want to sort of react to it with you, Kim.
I absolutely can. I will preface this by saying with the airmail piece where the other 9 women came forward, his rep did make a statement at the time denying the allegations and saying that they were demonstrably false. That was last year. And now we have the one from today, which is in a short statement, and I've seen this been given to various media outlets. The Hollywood Reporter is saying he has said, I have never essayed anyone in my entire life. These claims are absolutely and categorically false. And that is all we have gotten at this time. I
Now,
expected something a bit more with more there for lack of a better
he
term.
he also didn't really address the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't essay anybody. Got it. He may not believe he did that because it's a very easy thing for him to say they wanted it. They were all over me. It was like that's what I assume is what his defense is and what his case is. How his thinking based on that response. He's focused on, well, I didn't essay anybody, but the issue here is more about the age, right? That's the issue, and he's not addressing that at all. He completely ignored that part of it, and that's the problem I have. Because if you're not of age, you can't give that consent, and therefore, then you can't be honest, Jared. So, were you with girls, and was age just a number, as many people in the thing were sort of quoting him?
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, Jared smacked my phone out of in this hotel bar I'm in. Jared, leave us alone. I'm allowed to tell my state. Get out of here, Morbius. Christ,
Gosh. Um,
your Joker sucked. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, guys, technical issues. One of the things I did want to mention here, though, but this has really not been a secret for a long time either. It's actually been known for a while. Like, literally, Vulture had an article that came out last year about Jared Leto's 20 years of controversy, which included, this text message thing with Dylan Sprouse saying, yo, at Jared Leto, now that you've slid into DMs of every female model aged 18 to 25, what would you say your success rate is? And James Gunn came in and said he starts at 18 on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my problem here. This isn't just like, oh, some lone allegations from some random women. Oh, could they be telling the truth? And maybe, who knows? I don't know if they all are. I don't know all the stories. I'm not alleging that he's guilty of
Mm-hmm.
it all, but there's a lot of backstory here that makes me give pause, is all I'll say. And I need to hear more from him than just, nope, did nothing happen, da 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 da. I do wish if this was real, there could be a case. I don't know if there's going to be. We can have a lawyer sort of go through these charges, and maybe we'll have someone come on this week or next week if to break this down if you guys are intrigued and this continues. But there's a part of me, Kim, that thinks this will amount to nothing.
It's
He'll
possible.
just disappear for a few months, 6 months, and then the documentary comes out, the allegations are gone, no suit's been is able to done, and everyone just ignores and moves on, and Jared Leto gets away with it. It's very likely, right? That's what's kind of crazy about all this.
I think part of the issue here that I have with it too, and it kind of goes into this last point I wanted to bring up here, and it's as as Deadline pointed out today, Leto was repped by WME. He had a movie come out last year after these allegations dropped in airmail that was released by Disney. He doesn't really seem to be
He
being
has, sorry to
affected.
interrupt. He has another movie in the can coming out from Disney too. I read recently too.
Yeah, so it's it's not really affecting him that way. And I think because of that, he would have to probably, unless it was criminal and you had, a criminal jurisdiction, like decide to take on the case, it would have to be a civil case. And how can he claim defamation if he hasn't lost anything? Right? It's kind of hard to be like, yeah, my life is ruined by these allegations when you have a Disney movie coming out.
Yeah, and WME, the agency that got rid of Justin Baldoni for way less allegations, somehow still has Jared Leto and Diddy on their roster, Kim.
To our knowledge, with Diddy, yeah, there hasn't been an announcement that Diddy's been dropped. I
You'd
can't.
think you'd separate yourself from these two people. And again, the Johnny Depp of it all, right? How
Yeah,
quickly they dropped him just over a mere allegation. And now it's all very troubling to see. Look, I don't support that. I think everybody you shouldn't be dropping clients based off allegations ever. I don't. I think Justin was done at a bit, that was revenge. That
yeah,
was
I
Ryan
agree.
saying,
My
do it to
opinion,
Ari
yeah.
Emanuel, in my opinion. So that wasn't just about an allegation. That was ride or die to Justin Baloney, as he called him in that stupid podcast. Uh, but so I'm not trying to cancel Jared Leto on allegations. I don't support that. However, just the way Hollywood works, it never makes any sense to me. And they pick and choose who follows the rules and who doesn't follow the rules, and I'm getting pretty sick of it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think that is the update right now. We'll continue to watch the story. Let us know if you want us to keep following this story and get some more insight and everything else. Please make sure
Yeah,
to
and
like it.
I'm curious what the chat thinks about Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read this piece? We'll put some links down. Definitely, I'm curious your thoughts. We always like to look at all of the evidence. Was Jared's response enough? Does he have to say more? Does this trouble you? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below as well.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely leave a comment, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for joining me, Andy.
Ciao.
Bye.